Hey guys, so today I thought I would do a Q&A video. I haven't done a Q&A video in absolutely ages. And I posted an Instagram picture last week and asked lots of people to ask me questions. And I have to say, most of them are about babies. So if you're not into a lot of the baby questions, then this might not be the Q&A for you, but I can't really dictate what people are going to ask me. So it wasn't intentionally like a baby Q&A, but a lot of these questions are about River and like what it's been like since I've had her. So yeah, I'm going to start. The first question is from Meg is Epic Boy, great username, and she said, what is it like being a new mum? The one word I would use to describe it is very, very fast. Like, it feels like you are living life in fast forward. I genuinely don't know where the last 3 months have gone. It just, the time disappears, I think, is the main thing. You kind of like feel like you're missing out on like cuddles if you're ever doing anything else. Like whenever I'm filming or whatever, I'm always like, I want to go and cuddle her because I'm missing out on this time. So yeah, it's just a blur, a total blur. It's awesome though. Like, I'm really genuinely really loving it. There's a lot more questions about being a new mum coming up, so I don't want to go too much into any one particular side because there's definitely more questions about it, but I'm loving it. The next question is from Grace B. Vining, and she says, how did you decide on the name River for your daughter? It's such a pretty name. Thank you, I'm glad you like it. To be honest, whenever I get asked this, and there was another question like this as well, being like, is there any particular name, reason or meaning behind the name? And there's actually not. I've just loved the name River for probably the past 5 to 10 years. I can't remember when I first like decided that would be like the name that I wanted to call my daughter. It's more so a boy's name than a girl's name, I know, and I've never really thought about it for a boy. It's just always been like, if I have a little girl, I want to call her River. So yeah, I don't even know where I've heard it from for a girl. I just thought that's what I would like to call my daughter, and that's Mike liked it, luckily. Mary and Ferry says, what is the best thing about being a new mum? That's a really hard question, actually. I could definitely say quite a few of the worst things, but the best thing is probably when you wake up in the morning. Now she started smiling. When you wake up in the morning, and that little smile that she gives me, like when she first wakes up, because she doesn't cry when she wakes up in the morning. When she wakes up at night, she will. But in the morning, she just kind of wakes up and starts like kicking around and like making noises and stuff. So I like poke my head over the top of her little cot and smile at her. I'm like, good morning, little one. And she literally gives me the biggest smile. I think that's the best part. That's definitely the best part of my day. And one of the best parts of being a new mum is like when they first start smiling at you and like giving something back. It's pretty amazing. Okay, so the lighting is a little bit crazy today. Please forgive that. I've also got a question from Juliet Huge, who says, I would like to see a video about your ear piercings. I'm not going to make a whole video, but I'll answer the question. Did they hurt? When did you get them? Would you like more? What jewellery do you wear? So for my earrings, I'll talk you through. This is probably the most interesting. This here. I'm like, what am I talking about? I have my tragus pierced here, which I got done 2 or 3 years ago. Then I have lobe piercings. I've got 3 on this side and then 2 on the other, and that is it for my ears. In terms of when I got them done, I got the like just normal lobe piercings done when I was 12 or 13, I think, and I got the next ones done when I was 15. Then this one and this one I got done 2 years ago at the same time, and then I also used to have is it called your doth pierced? Spelt Dice, but I think they call it Doth, there in the middle, and I had to take that out because it got really badly infected, even though I loved it and I really, really wanted to keep it. My body doesn't react very well to piercings at all. I also used to have one here, which I had to take out, and then I also had a cartilage piercing when I was about 15 that I had to take out. But yeah, my body's not very good at piercings. Like, it takes a lot longer to heal and accept the piercing, even if I'm super, super like diligent with cleaning it and looking after it. Like, my body is just not great at piercing. So would I get any more? Yes, I would like to, but will I don't know, because of that reason. Like, my body hates it. In terms of the actual jewellery as well, because I've had so many questions about that recently. I'm looking at the wrong side again. This little diamond stud is a star stud from Maria Tash. Then my little hoops, both these 2 and this one, are also from Maria Tash. They're the rose gold and diamond eternity rings, I think they're called. Or like, they're just like the diamond hoops that go all the way around. And then these ones actually are a star, like a little star drop, that were a gift from the Charlotte Tilbury team for Christmas, which I've been wearing for the past few months, and I get a lot of questions about them. So yeah, That is my earrings. Next question. I've put my phone down because I was touching my ears. Someone else asking where the earrings are from. A Song of Christ that says, how do you get your hair to shine or look so beautiful at the roots? Would you share daily, weekly and monthly hair care upkeep for us? Thank you. I love your hair. Thanks. So my hair, I've been on a bit of a hair journey in the past like 10 years really, because I used to really, really bleach my hair and it was very, very blonde. And because of that, it would be quite dry and in bad condition. But now, this colour here is my natural colour, and then I have baby lights with just bleach put through the ends. But up until about 6 months ago, I hadn't had any colour in my hair for like a year and a half because I was trying to grow out this shade, but it's only now that the blonde is growing out on the ends. So my hair is actually really long. Like when the blonde is growing out on the ends and getting cut, then my hair's getting darker, so I've started putting the lights back in again. But I don't do a huge amount to it. In terms of care, I actually use quite heavy, like quite nourishing shampoo and conditioners. So I either use the Pureology Perfect for Platinum or the Kiehl's Amino Acid shampoo and conditioner, both of which are quite heavy and keep my hair in kind of good condition. I also like using oils. So I use the Orbea oil quite a lot on the ends of my hair. I use leave-in conditioners because my hair gets quite knotty because it's long and quite textured. Like my natural hair texture isn't straight. It's kind of like a little bit wavy, but not really in a great way. So yeah, I use leave-in conditioners, and then I also love the Batiste 2-in-1 dry shampoo and conditioner for like making my hair look like nice and textured but not drying it out. I have actually done a video on my hair not that long ago, so if you go to my channel you'll be able to find that as well. Lisa Barrett, author, said, can you recommend a long-lasting matte lipstick that does not dry out the lips? My favourite ones for those, although I don't wear them very often because I'm more of like a not matte, more of like a satin or cream finish lipstick kind of girl, but my favourite one would be the Ciate liquid lips. I think called like velvet lips or something like that, but they're really, really good because they have amazing pigment and they stay for ages, but they're not like super, super drying, which a lot of them are, which is why I don't wear. Like the Anastasia one, the Colourpop ones, they're all just way too drying for me. So if you're looking for one that's not as drying, I would definitely recommend checking out Ciate. Anchor, like ANKH35B, which doesn't have a name in her username, but that's the username, says, how are you really coping with motherhood, as it is more, is it as or more difficult than you thought it would be, and do you have a good network of other new mums to talk and meet up with? So in terms, there's two parts to that question, like is it really as hard as everyone thinks, or like, is it as hard as you thought it would be? To be honest, I've been so lucky, and I don't like saying this too much because I'm like, I'm going to jinx it. But River has been such a good baby. She basically only cries when she's hungry or needs her nappy changed or needs to burp. So any one of those three things you can remedy and then she stops crying. Like she really is a good baby, and she doesn't suffer with colic or reflux or anything like that often makes babies cry a lot. And yeah, we've just been super lucky. So it's actually been a lot easier than I thought it would be. And a lot of people, well, not a lot of people, but I've seen a few people being like, oh, you're sugarcoating being a new mum. Like, genuinely, I'm not. Like, she's just a good baby. And I'm sure when she starts teething or, you know, whatever, she won't be like that forever, and I'm sure the next one probably won't be like that, but she is just really quite an easy baby, and everybody marvels at that as well. Like when we went skiing with her, everyone in the chalet, because it wasn't just us in the chalet, they're like, oh my god, we like forget there's a baby here because she never cries, and you're like, no, she's just chill. So yeah, we've been so lucky in that respect. She has been a very easy, like relaxed baby. And in terms of like other mums to meet up with and talk to, I actually don't know a huge amount of other new mums, but a lot of my family have babies. So my sister-in-law had a baby 7 months before I had River. So I chat to her about a lot of things. I chat to my sister because she's got 2 kids. So if I ever have any like worries, but I definitely don't have like a huge amount of new mum friends, and I don't really have a good group of people like to meet up with, which I had hoped we would meet doing NCT, but it was a really small group and we didn't really like get that involved in it. But yeah, we did meet one couple through like baby classes before we had her, who are really nice, but they live quite far away and we just haven't managed to meet up again yet. So I don't know, it's one of those tricky things as well, because I've kind of thrown myself back into work fairly quickly, and I'm just, I don't know, if I have the time, I'll see my friends, my like normal friends, see my normal friends, but I haven't like made the time really to meet a huge amount of other new mums, but it hasn't really bothered me. I think the one thing that I would like to do is do some baby classes, and I think that will probably mean that we get to meet more people, because at the moment as well, she doesn't really need socializing with other babies. Like, we have a few friends that have babies and she sees them, so she doesn't really need like a lot more other than like, you know, 3 or 4 little babies that she sees every now and again. I feel like when you're tiny, you don't need like a big group of friends for them. But yeah, so that's like the situation with the new mum kind of groups. Alex Eldridge has said, how soon do you want to try for another baby? This is a tricky question, because I think when we first found out we were having River, we were like, we want to have like a 18-month gap. But now we've got her, it's so nice and easy with just one. The concept of having 2 is even more scary than the jump from 0 to 1, if you know what I mean. Like, I think the lifestyle change will be a lot bigger. So I think we've probably adjusted that slightly to maybe 2 years-ish. But I definitely know that I would like, if we can, have them fairly close together, because I grew up in a family where my brother and sister were both 18 months apart, and then I was 5 years younger than my brother. So I was kind of separate, and I always wish I'd had somebody like close in age to me, because they always felt very much like grown up. Like, they'd be going out to the cinema and I wouldn't be allowed to go, kind of thing. So I would like to have a small age gap between the first 2. And then there's another question as well. I can't remember who's asked it on here, because I've got so many screenshots, but somebody asked how many kids we want. And I have to say, like, you can never really tell, but at the moment I would say 3, potentially 4. I would love more than 2, and I wouldn't want 5. So, and I definitely wouldn't want just 1 either. So yeah, I think 3, maybe 4. But you can never dictate these things, so if we're lucky enough to be able to do that. Someone else has asked, Kane has said, when you became pregnant, were you intimidated by mummy bloggers, and how perfect they make their lives seem? I have to say, saying that how perfect they make their lives seem, I think that depends on who you follow, because the girls that I follow definitely don't give off that impression. They're very much like down to earth, showing like the warts and all side of being a mum. So on that respect, no. But I was intimidated by them when I started getting invited to mummy events, which has only been really recently, because I don't really know any of them, and they all kind of know each other. It's quite an intimidating situation to go into, and you're kind of like, oh no, like, I don't want them to feel like I'm treading on their toes, like starting to do mummy content because I'm a beauty YouTuber. Do you know what I mean? But they were actually, everybody was so nice in that situation. So, and also a lot of them, since I've been following them and stuff, and I'll comment on their posts, will like message me back or comment back and stuff. So that's really nice as well. So they've actually been really nice and really welcoming. So I was intimidated to start off with, but like, I didn't have reason to be, because they've all been fine. Liz Cower has said, what's the biggest difference being a mum versus how life was before? I think for me, it's more like the feeling rather than actually like the practicality of doing stuff isn't that different, because with one baby, she's pretty portable and she obviously can't walk yet. So, I mean, you just put her in her like car seat or in her pram and take her with you, and she's really, really good, like I said. So that hasn't changed too much, but the way I think has changed. So like when you wake up in the morning, the first thing you think of is, you know, when does River need feeding? When, you know, what is she going to wear today? What do I need to do with her today? Has she got, like, you know, has she had any, like, issues? Or just, like, has she got a doctor's appointment? Like, all of that kind of thing will come to your head before your stuff. So before you wake up, you're like, oh, I need to have a shower. Oh, what am I doing today? Whereas now it's like, she always comes first in my mind. And I think that's probably been the biggest change. Dorian Shonabam has said, what is your favourite YouTube video that you've ever made? I have to say, my favourite video that's online is our wedding video, for sure. I love that video, and I could rewatch it like 500 times. But I didn't actually make that. My favourite video that I've made, there'd probably be like, not one specific one, but the lookbooks. I think they're always more fun to make and more fun to edit than a lot of my other videos as well. So like my lookbooks are probably my favourite videos to make. And haul videos, just because I like shopping. Jamp1982 has said, has your beauty routine changed since becoming a mum? Yes, but not so much what I do, more so the fact that I don't put on makeup a lot of days. Like if I'm not filming or going somewhere that I feel like I want to put on makeup, I won't put on makeup, like if I'm just at home with her, because I have less time, whereas before I probably would. Although to be fair, I didn't wear makeup all the time before either, but I feel like there's more days like that where I don't wear makeup. In terms of my skincare routine, I would say I've actually like improved that since I've had her, because I'm upstairs earlier and like getting ready for bed earlier, so I'm not as tired to do like a full skincare routine as opposed to like cleansing and going to bed. So I feel like my skincare has definitely improved since having her. And I also, a lot of the time, I'll like have a bath at the same time she has a bath at like 6 or 7 o'clock, and then do my full skincare routine instead of trying to do my skincare when I go to bed at like 12 before I had her. So it's definitely improved on that front, which is a surprise. I was not expecting that. So Caprice Robinson has asked me, what does your work schedule look like now you've had a baby? To be honest, I had kind of started to prepare for like what things would be like when I had her before I had her. So that in the run up to having the baby, like when I was heavily pregnant, I kind of started to get into a routine of filming and editing and when to have things up, and going about a week or a week and a half, maybe even 2 weeks ahead of myself, which I never did before. Like probably 2 years ago, I would shoot and edit and upload a video on the same day or the day before, whereas now I work a lot more in advance. And I think that's been the biggest change in terms of like I knowing I'm going to have a baby in my life and then having a baby in my life. I made an effort to change that because I thought it would be a lot harder if you're under time constraints to have stuff up like that day or the next day, whereas now I work quite a bit in advance and it gives me a bit more time just in case she needs me for something. So yeah, I'm definitely like more of a routine. But apart from that, it's kind of the same. Like I have shorter bursts in between doing stuff. So like I can't just have a whole day where I'm like filming and like getting ready to film and stuff. I'd like get ready, go and feed her, like put her back down to sleep, then come and set all the stuff up, and then go and like feed her again and do everything, and then come and film while she's napping. So I kind of have to fit everything in around her like feed times and everything. But apart from that, it's still pretty similar. And yeah, I just have a bit more of a routine really. So Angelic X Dream has said, I see you do your makeup in the car a lot. How do you manage this without stabbing yourself in the eye? Have you ever done your makeup on the tube? I've never done my makeup on the tube because the tube to me is like very, very dirty. I just kind of feel like the tube is a place that I don't want to do my makeup, if I'm really honest. I got really, really good at doing my makeup in the car when I was at school actually. I used to do my makeup in the car like every day on the way to school. So I feel like it's just practice with that. I mean, I would say be careful with like eyeliner and doing like your tight line. Mascara can be a little tricky, and eyebrows I always wait until we're either stuck at traffic lights or when we stop, because especially if you're doing it with like a pencil, it's impossible to do. But everything else is pretty easy, like putting foundation on. Also, like if you use your hands, it is kind of easier because you're not going to be like stabbing yourself with a brush or a sponge or whatever. Not that you would stab yourself with a sponge, it's squishy. Anyway, but yeah, it's easier if you use your hands for a lot of things, and yeah, practice makes perfect with doing your makeup in the car, I think. And then the last question is from 27 square meters, and he or she, I don't know, has said, how has your style changed since becoming a mum? I wouldn't say my style has changed, but I definitely would say I'm wary of like how my body has changed. So I've been kind of dressing to fit my body as opposed to having changed my style. Breastfeeding is really tricky when it comes to style as well, because you either have to wear something that is breastfeeding friendly, like unbuttons or like is a maternity top or whatever, or you have to be willing to like pull your shirt right up in like when you're just going about your daily business, which can be a bit of a pain. But I don't think my style has really changed. I don't know. Yeah, I don't think it has. I'm wearing a lot more black at the moment because it's more flattering. But apart from that, hopefully when my tummy goes back to normal, then I will just be back to my normal style. I don't think it will have changed. Like when I'm like back in shape again. Yeah, I don't think so. But yeah, that is it for this Q&A. Hope you guys have enjoyed it. I feel like I've had a real heart-to-heart about being a new mum. I will see you guys very soon. I upload every Wednesday and Sunday at the moment. So if you're not already subscribed to the channel, then subscribe and they'll pop up hopefully in your feed. You never know what YouTube's doing though. They might not pop up, but hopefully they'll pop up in your subscription feed and you can check out my new videos. And yeah, I hope you all have a great day and I'll see you very soon. Bye.